darling young one. I stumbled on the side of 12 misty mountains. I've walked and I've crawled on 6 crooked highways. Stepped out in the middle of 7 sad forests. I've been out in front of a dozen dead oceans. Been 10,000 miles in the mouth of a graveyard. It's a hard, it's a hard, it's a hard, it's a hard, it's a hard rain's gonna fall. What did you see, my blue-eyed son? Tell me, what did you see, my darling young one? I saw a newborn babe with the wild wolves all around it. I saw a highway of diamonds with nobody on it. I saw a black branch with the blood that kept dripping. I saw a room full of men with their hammers a-bleeding. I saw a white ladder all covered with water. I saw 10,000 talkers whose tongues were all broken. I saw guns and sharp swords in the hands of young children. It's a hard, let's hear ya. It's a hard, it's a hard, it's a hard rain's gonna fall. What did you hear, my blue-eyed son? And what did you hear, my darling young one? I heard the sound of a thunder, it roared out a warning. I heard the roar of a wave that could drown the whole world. I heard 10,000 whispering and nobody listening. Heard one person starve, I heard many people laughing. I heard the song of a poet who died in the gutter. Heard the sound of a clown who cried in the alley. I heard the sound of one person who cried he was human. It's a hard, it's a hard, it's a hard, it's a hard, it's a hard rain's gonna fall. And whom did you meet, my blue-eyed son? And it's whom did you meet, my darling young one? I met a young child beside a dead pony. I met a white man who walked a black dog. I met a young woman whose body was burning. I met a young girl, she gave me a rainbow. I met one man who was wounded in love. I met another man who was wounded in hatred. It's a hard, it's a hard, it's a hard, it's a hard, it's a hard rain's gonna fall. And what'll you do now, my blue-eyed son? And what'll you do now, my darling young one? I'm a-going back out, for the rain starts a-falling, and I'll walk to the depths of the deepest dark forest, where the people are many and their hands are all empty, where the pellets of poison are flooding their waters, where the home in the valley meets the damp, dirty prison, and the executioner's face is always well hidden, where the hunger is ugly, where souls are forgotten, where black is the color, where none is the number, and I'll tell it it and breathe it and reflect it from the ocean so all souls can see it. Then I'll stand on the ocean until I start sinking. But I'll know my song well before I start singing. And it's a hard race. So gotta fall. And it's a hard race. So gotta fall. Well, that song is on my latest album, which is titled, Do I Know My Song Well Enough to Start Singing Yet? It seems like it gets more relevant every year, right? It's hard to believe it was written so many years ago. Now, I'm very honored that Roger Sprung is going to join me on banjo for this song. I need a banjo, yeah. Let's hear it for Roger Sprung. I needed a banjo for this song because it's about a guy who plays banjo. And you'll probably know who I mean. This is a guy who, without whom probably there would not have been a 60s folk revival. He influenced Roger, he certainly influenced me. I think he probably influenced all of us here. So the name of the song is Keep Him Singing. And the reason it's called that is because, you may know, in the 50s, Pete was called up before the House Un-American Activities Committee to give up certain names and so forth. And he refused on the grounds of the First Amendment, not the Fifth Amendment, which was what most people took, but the First Amendment, the amendment that says we have free speech. And he was found in contempt, and he appealed, and his appeal was heard in 1961. And at that time, people made little buttons saying, keep him singing, that they wore on their lapels. So that's where the chorus of the song comes from. Okay, and the chorus goes like this. Keep him singing, keep him singing, keep that old guitar and banjo ringing. He hears our voice, he sings our song. Keep him singing by singing along. I'll tell you of a man, Pete Seeger is his name. His music and folk singing have earned him much fame. And I'll tell you a story about the life that he's led, the road he has taken, few may dare to tread. So keep him singing, keep him singing, keep that old guitar and banjo ringing. He hears our voice, he sings our song. Keep him singing by singing along. In this land of the free, he took many a bold stand and found himself in prison from stage and TV band. But still he never wavered from the course he felt was right. He kept his light shining like a beacon in the night. So keep him singing, keep him singing, keep that old guitar and banjo ringing. He hears our voice, he sings our song. Keep him singing by singing along. Like a redwood in the forest, he stands so proud and tall, for peace, love, justice, and dignity for all. Now some songs come and go, and some you outgrow, but his songs like the river through our lives will ever flow. So keep him singing, keep him singing, keep that old guitar and banjo ringing. He hears our voice, he sings our song. Keep him singing by singing along. I'll tell you of a man, Pete Seeger is his name. His music and folk singing have earned him much fame. And I'll tell you a story about the life that he's led. The road he has taken, we all may dare to tread. So keep him singing, keep him singing, keep that old guitar and banjo ringing. He hears our voice, he sings our song. Keep him singing by singing along. Everybody, thank you so much, So this last song I wrote kind of as an homage to so many of the wonderful singer-songwriters who have influenced me, like Pete and Bob Dylan and Phil Oakes and Tom Paxton, and more recently David Roth, who helped me to write this song and sings it with me on my CD. And it's called Singer of Songs. It's got an easy chorus that I'll feed to you as we go along. Where it comes from is an old Quaker saying that says, "You will find your vocation where the world's greatest need meets your greatest love." Singer of songs, writer of rhymes, writer of wrongs, changer of times, you've found your place, you've planted a seed, right where your deepest love meets the world's greatest need. When you were a kid, you picked up a guitar, don't know why you did, it's just who you are. You looked around, saw a lot that was wrong, so you set out to change the world with the power of song. Singer of songs, singer of songs, writer of rhymes, writer of rhymes, writer of wrongs, writer of wrongs, changer of times, changer of times. You found your place, you found your place, you've planted a seed, you've planted a seed, right where your deepest love meets the world's greatest need. You blew into town 4 hours ago, third stop on the tour, 5 more to go. You stood on the stage, opened your soul. If everyone lived that way, we could make the world whole. Singer, singer of songs, writer, writer of rhymes, writer, writer of wrongs, changer, changer of times. You found your place, you've planted a seed, right where your deepest love meets the world's greatest need. So thank you for this beautiful time, such moments of bliss, so hard to find. The songs that you sing, the stories you tell, it's what you were born to do, and you do it so well. Singer deepest love meets the world's greatest need. You found your place. You've planted a seed right where your deepest love meets the world's greatest need.
Ladies and gentlemen, Lamanna.